Welcome back, and thanks for watching Devin's Dugout on NBC 5 News at 6. Wow, I'm Devin Gooden. The state of Oregon is making history for women's sports. Last month, hosting their first ever women's wrestling high school championship. Now, the NAIA is following suit and hosting their first championship for women's wrestlers next week. I spoke to Southern Oregon University's women's team about what it means to them to be able to compete.
I was like, if he's not going to see it, then I'm going to prove it to him throughout another way.
80-1. That's the ratio of men's to women's wrestling teams on the NCAA Division I level.
In a lot of sports, in basketball and things like that, they want to go to the NCAA level. That's just not an option yet for the women wrestling athletes to be an NCAA Division I athlete yet.
Despite the lack of opportunity, the number of high school girls participating in wrestling across the nation has grown, almost 19,000% since 1994, according to the National High School Federation.
I know I have friends that are girls, and I'd be like, come out and try the sport. It only takes one person to make that growth happen.
Over the last 4 years, the women's wrestling team at Southern Oregon University has become one of the premier programs for women wrestlers.
That it's an Olympic sport that they can compete at. And the truth is that at Southern Oregon, as an NAIA school, this is one of the opportunities that we have to produce an Olympian.
For Latiana, wrestling was a family affair. Her dad and her brothers all grew up with the sport. And when she was old enough, she hit the mat.
My freshman year, it was just me and my two teammates. And then throughout the years, we kind of evolved the girls team. We were still wrestling with the boys until we had more girls than guys one year. So where we had to have our own separate practices because there was more girls than guys, and we needed more space.
The SOU women's team has been growing over the years, doubling in size just from last season. And each year, they've been stepping up their game. This season, they established themselves as one of the top 11 women's programs across the nation at the WCWA Championships in February.
So it's really nice to hear that the program went from so small and oh, they're first year whatever to everyone knowing SOU is a program to be known for and stuff. So it's pretty nice to have that.
But the team says their work isn't just about the championships or recognition. They're hoping to leave a legacy for young girls to follow in their footsteps. And for those that doubt if a woman is just as tough as a man, all they have to say is watch me.
Guys that say, oh, women can't wrestle, come out on the mat and wrestle one of us and then talk to us about it again.
The first ever NAIA Women's Wrestling Championship will be held in Jamestown, North Dakota next weekend, March 15th through the 16th. SOU Women's Wrestling Team will be in attendance.